Mohammed, you live in Aleppo, a key battleground in this conflict. You're a supporter of the Assad government. Why?
Why not? Actually, there are so many reasons for me to support this government. It's not the Assad government, it's actually the legitimate Syrian government. And for me, it's kind of my duty to actually support this government that I've actually voted for repeatedly.
Tell us what's happening in Aleppo at the moment, because we're hearing a lot about it in the news and a lot about shelling and so on by the Assad forces. Is that what's happening near you?
3 mortar shells fell nearby just because the area is a Christian majority area. And those mortar shells, fall on us every day, just because I happen to live in a Christian majority area, and they all come from east of Aleppo, which is under the so-called Free Syrian Army control.
But we also know that there's shelling by the Assad forces too of Aleppo, and we know there's been fighting there.
Yeah. I mean, that's when armed men occupy people's houses and kick them out of it, it's immediately turned into a target. We can't just leave them in there. And actually, I wouldn't mind my own house being shelled by the Syrian army if the so-called Free Syrian Army occupy it.
What if you were killed?
Usually we abandon our houses when they arrive into the area, and that explains the large numbers of refugees in Aleppo and outside it as well.
Now, you're Sunni and you support the government. Can you explain to me, why do you support the Assad government?
I don't know why the sectarianism, is really important, but this government is a secular government and have provided us with a certain way of life that we can't let those so-called, those extremists, those Wahhabi, people to control our way of lives. We can't just abandon Syria and let it become into Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia. For 24 years, I have grown up in this country, living in my own building. There are Armenians, there are Christians, there are Kurds, there are Sunnis, there are Alawites in my own building. And we have lived together for decades, for centuries. And we can't just let some extremists, and even sometimes coming from outside Syria, to impose their own way of life on us.